Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Thank you for coming for today's session, and I hope you and your family are safe during this unprecedented time. But before I start, let me do some quick housekeeping. So, this Microsoft 365 Virtual Marathon is brought to you by the SharePoint Conference, which is now the Microsoft 365 Collaboration Conference. And next year, they will be having a Microsoft 365 conference at MGM Grand Resort, Las Vegas, Nevada on March 23 and 25, 2021. And we would like to say thank you to all our generous sponsors to make this Microsoft 365 Virtual Marathon happen. Thank you. And before I start, I'm Mary Angela Cerbolles from Singapore. I'm an application analyst. I do build application using Power Platform and Power Automate, and I've been working with SharePoint for more than 7 years now, doing development using the out of the box feature as well as doing some administration. You can also connect me on Twitter at Ange Cerbolles, also at my LinkedIn. For today, I'm going to have an overview of the components and processes in application lifecycle management of Power Platform. And during the session, we are only focusing in Power Apps and Power Automate. We are going to have some familiarization about the environment, about the solutions, two types of solutions, solution components, and how are we going to create, move, and update our solutions. In Power Platform, we already build our application without writing code using Power Apps. We use Power Automate for our digital processes and robotic process automation. We use Power BI for our data visualization and build chatbots to answer queries from your customer or employee needs by using the Power Virtual Agent with up to 250 plus data connectors, which you can connect to your external and internal data and bring it to your application, utilizing the common data service and infuse it with AI using AI Builder. This will give your application limitless. Sharing your application with your external customers and partners is now easy by using the Power Platform portals. With these powerful tools in Power Platform, we can build applications in faster and in a rapid way. Now, as we are building our application in our organization, or if you're an ISV who develops application in Power Platform, we want to have an easy way where we could transport our application from one environment to another. When we are building our single Canvas app, we tend to move it individually as a zip file by exporting the app and then import it to another environment. Now imagine if you have multiple application and flows built for your business needs or from your department, and you need to move it from your development to production. So this is where the solutions in Power Apps and Power Automate comes in. But before we go about the solutions, we need to strategize first our environment and Power Platform. So what is environment? Environment is what we call our container, where you can manage your application, your flows, your gateways, connections, your common database, and other different roles. This container or the environment is bound to our geographic location. So you can create different environment based on the geographic location if you have a wider organization. And also this will help you manage or segregate your application as well. So you could also separate your environment based on your departments, and you have a different version like from development environment, test environment, and production environment. So the application that you build is bound to the same environment. Like for example, your gateway flows, or common data service database. So example, if you're going to create a database in your development environment, this database cannot be used in your test environment. So you need to strategize your environment. How are you going to do it? For the types, there are different types of environment. First is the default one, which is the default environment is it is a default created automatically in your tenant. So usually this is you're going to use it for your production. The second one is the trial environment. This is only used for a short-term development, which expires only for up to 30 days. And after that, you can either convert it to your production, or it depends on you if you want to remove the trial environment. Next is the sandbox, which is used for your development and testing. So this is not used for production environment. The other one is production, so you can use it for your operational and deploy your production application. And the next one is the developer environment. This is only for individual use, so you cannot share it. To have a developer environment, you can access it in your in Power App Community Plan. So now you already strategize your environment that you want to create in your tenant. So if you want to create your environment, you can access it by using the Power Platform admin center. So you can type in your name of your environment, select the type of the environment that you want to be created, and then you're going to select what is the region your environment is going to be located. And if you want to create a database, so you can check you can select yes for the slider in database for this environment, and then you just select save. So this will create your new environment. Now we have our environment, and we have a list of multiple applications that we want to ship to our customers or in your organizations. So what we need to do is we're going to package our application using the solution. So solution in Power Platform, it is like our sandbox where you use this solution to transfer your application from one environment to another environment. What's inside the solution is your components, which I'm going to discuss later on. And if you need to use this solution, you need to have a common data service database enabled in your environment. In the solution, there are two types of solution. One is unmanaged solution. This is used for development, and it allows you to customize your components inside your solution. The other one is the managed solution. So this is used when you're going to deploy it for your test environment or UAT and production environment. So makers or developers works in unmanaged solution. And if you're going to export it as managed, so you are going to import it in your test production as managed solutions. The component solution is what's inside the solution. So this could be your Canvas app, model-driven app, flow, AI builder, and anything components that you want to add in your solutions. For the solution lifecycle, there are four supported actions in the solution. So you could create your solutions and then export it as managed solution. And then the second is update, which you need to update the components from the other environment, which it could be your test environment or production environment. And then the second one is upgrade. So you're going to import the solution as upgrade to an existing managed solution. And the next one is the patch. It's like a hotfix, which you cannot delete the components. But during this demo, we are going to demo only the create and then upgrade solutions. Next is we're going to create our solutions.
From your Power Apps, you can access your solutions here in your left navigation pane. The same as well in your Power Automate. From here, in your Power Apps, you can see in your command bar some of the contextual commands that is available within the solutions. So you can create a new solution, import, open app source. The open app source is your Dynamics 365 store. And you can even filter the solutions here by manage or unmanaged solution. Also, you can search the solutions that you're looking for here in the search bar. Let's say we want to create a new solution. So we will just select new solution, and then our display name would be M365 demo. So the name here generates the same with your display name. You can change it if you want to, but once you save it and you want to change it, you cannot change it anymore. So the publisher here, if I want to create a new one, I just select the publisher. This is the information of the developer who builds the solutions. So you can put as well your organization name if you are an ISV. So you can put your display name and some contact information where your clients or partner who wants to look for your contact details. So we will just close for now. So for the publisher, I want to select my Cerbolles demo. From the version here, this is very important when you are moving your solution from one environment to another environment. So make sure to update the version here. So for now, I'll leave it as 1.0.0.0. And the equivalent of the version here is this is the major, minor, build, and revision. So that's the equivalent of the version. And here, I'll just leave the configuration page to none. My description would be M365, let's say, virtual marathon demo. So the package type is unmanaged because by default, when you're creating a new solution, the solution will be unmanaged. So after this, I will just select create. Once it is already done creating our solution, so you can open this one.
Now you have an empty solutions created. After this, after the creation of the solutions, we are going to add our solution components. From the M365 DEM solutions, we could create a new components here. You could create your Canvas app, model-driven app, or you could create your UI flow, and other components solutions that you want to be added here. Let's say you already have an existing components that you want to be added in your solution. You could add it here in the add existing. You select, let's say I want to add a Canvas app. So I may select the Canvas app. From an existing Canvas app, you could select from a solution, or you could select your application from outside of their solution. In my end, I'm going to select the invoice form processing in from other solution. So I'm going to add it here in my components. And then I'm going to add an AI model. I'm going to use the form processing model. And I want to build a new flow where if there's a new email received from my mailbox, it will send a notification in my Teams using the flow bot. I'm going to select if I'm going to approve it or reject. And if it's approved, I'm going to save it in my SharePoint. If not, I will going to send an email that the invoice is rejected. So let's say I'm gonna name my flow invoice
form processing flow. And so my trigger is when a new email received, I'm gonna use the Office 365 Outlook, and then I'm gonna use include attachment, which is yes, only with an attachment. So this will be my triggering point. A new step, which is I'm going to use the predict common data services. The predict common data service can only be seen or can only be used within the solution. So if you're using an AI builder to use in your Power Automate, the predict common data service is only available within the solutions. So I'm going to select my form processing AI model, and then I'm going to use the application PDF for my document type. You can use image or PNG file. So my document is the attachment content. After the predict, I'm going to post a message in Teams. So I'm going to use poster on here, post a choice of options, because I'm going to have an option which is approve and reject. So my option 1 is approve. My second option is rejected. My headline is invoice processing. No, invoice processing. I'm gonna use for approval. Invoice process. The recipient is where am I going to send it, so I'm going to use my email address. My message is for your approval with the following content, invoice number. The invoice number, I'm going to get it from the predict common data services. So I'm gonna use the invoice value, invoice number value, and then I'm going to use the date state value, and last is the company name. I'm going to use the from company to value, from company value. Okay, and with the information that I needed to post it in my Flowbot, I'm going to use the case condition. So if my current selected option is equals to approve, I'm going to create an item in my SharePoint. You could use your other databases like your CDS and other database that you want to be added here, but for now, I want to use my SharePoint list. I'm going to use the marketing site, agency invoice. So the title is, I'm going to use the invoice number value again from the predict, and then the company name is the from company value. Total, I'm going to use again the total value. Okay, that's it for now. Next is I'm going to use a second case, which is if the case is equal to rejected, I'm going to send an email. So for now, I'm going to send it back to my email as well. And then my subject is rejected invoice. So your request is rejected. So that's it. So this will be my new flow in the solutions that I've created here in my M365 demo solution. So now once done, okay, if I refresh it here in my M365 demo, the invoice form processing flow is already created.
Now we are created our flow, added our existing application to our solution. Now it's time for us to move our solution by using the import and export. And then we're going to do some minor updates in our solutions from our development and then upgrade our solution in our test environment.
In moving our solution from one environment to another environment, what we need to do is we need to export the solution and import it to another environment. Let's say this solution here, this is my development environment. I want the solution to be imported here in my test environment. To move the solution, I need to export this solution, publish all the customization that I have. It is a must. After publishing all the customization, I need to run the solution checker to check if there's an issue when it comes to my performance and stability issue. After that, I need to select next. I need to select the version, the current version, which is 1.0.0.0, and my package type is manage because I want to move it into my test environment. So I need to select manage solution, and then I'm going to select export. After exporting the solution, this will download it as zip file. So this will be our package solution. This package solution, I need to import it here in my test environment. If I switch here in my test environment, within the solution, I select import. And then I'm going to select the solution package that I'm going to import here in my test environment. So I'm gonna import this demo. And then again, I'm going to select next. And then from here, you will see the name of your solution, the publisher, and then the package type, which is to manage. And then I'm going to click next and then import the solution. So now we're done importing our solution. I just select close. And if I'm going to refresh my test environment, I can see now the solutions that I have imported here in my test environment. I can see all the components that I have here in my solution. If I need to update this flow, I cannot update it because this is a managed solution. So if you want to update the flow here in your M365 demo solution in your test environment, what you need to do is you need to go back in your development environment, update the component, and then export again your solution, and then import it here in your test environment. So let's say I have to update my Canvas app. So if I open my Canvas app here in my development environment, let's say here in my Canvas app, I need to get the company name from my AI builder. Let's say I'm going to insert a text here. I'm gonna move this for a while. My text will be form processor that fields that okay, let's say from address. And then I'm going to insert a label here, which is company name. Let's say address. Okay, so now I'm done with the changes here in my Canvas app. So I need to save this, publish this Canvas app. Now I'm done. I want to update my test environment. So to update our test environment, I need to select again the solution that I need to export. So, so I'm going to select export, publish all the customization. I need to update the version number. So I need to select next. I'm gonna skip the the solution checker. So because I made some minor revision, so I'll just put point 1 here. And then I'm going to select the manage solution. And then I'm going to select export. Now this will be, it will download again at that zip file. So I need to go back in my test environment, import again the package solution. So I need to select choose file and then demo next. So if I'm going to import a package solution, it also detects what is inside the version of the package solution. So it will detect if it's 1.0.0.1. So now I'm going to select next. I'm going to select the app rate. And then I'm going to maintain the customization. And then I'm going to select import. Once done, I'm going to see from here in my version, the version will be updated to from 1.0.0.0, it will become 1.0.0.1. So if I'm open this M365 demo, if I open the Canvas app, I will see the changes that has been made in my in my development environment. So that's how are you going to move your solution from one environment to another environment.
Oh, sorry. So if you do some deep dive of the Power Apps application lifecycle management for Power Apps, you can check this reference here, and you can use as well the if you want to automate your solution from moving from one environment to another environment, you can use the Power Up build tools with Azure DevOps. And here are some reference for your if you have some questions. So that's it for me. If you have some feedback, just scan the QR code here. And if you have some question, okay, let me switch back. If you have some questions. For anonymous, any way I can prevent my dev solution flows from running against live O365 components? What do you mean by prevent my dev solution flows from running against live O365 components? Any questions? By the way, if you're there's a raffle after this virtual marathon, so it will have a free giveaway 3 Oculus Quest, and each one of each in America, APAC, and EMEA. And also, if you want, the 10% of the funds from sponsors will go to the community relief. And if you do consider donating as well from the charity relief funds below, that will be great. Thank you for joining us today. Any more questions? If you have some questions or you want to connect with me, you can, let me go back here. You can connect with me in Twitter as well as LinkedIn if you have more questions. For now, that's it from in my end. So thank you so much for coming to my session. And please do give some feedback, which is right here.